Today's topic is the lies we believe. But before I get into it, share this out. How many of you were here for my launch? Common dating mistakes, right? Some team lunches, some team dinners here. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. If you would, and you enjoyed yourself, share it out. Share this video with your friends. Tag them in the comments. Let them know that we're getting ready to have some real talk. If this is your lunch break, come on, run to your car, run to the break room, run to the bathroom so you can get in on this live. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm going to get on with it because I know you got some things to do, right? The lies we believe. I have come to the conclusion from dating for a while, post-divorce, dating, attempts at dating, falling into situationships, all that stuff, right? That the issue, when I really reflect on it, wasn't really the man. You know, we tell ourselves it's because he did this or he didn't do that. We tell ourselves that it was the man's fault. But the truth of the matter is, I believe the lies I believed informed me erroneously throughout the whole dating and relating. No matter what he did, I was going to always filter it through the lies that I believed. Now, I didn't want him to give me extra social proof, right? I wanted him to be the game changer, to be the one that was going to do what other men wouldn't, right? He was going to be the one exception. So I always had that space of hoping that he would prove me wrong. But I believe that my beliefs were so strong. More times than not, give it some time, he'd prove me right. And so I wanted to come up here and really get us to really thinking about our relationship conflicts and the things that we're struggling with, the things we tell people and the things we don't tell people. You know, those things that you kind of hold close to the chest so you won't lose any cool points or you don't want people to know that you're that vulnerable. We love to have this strong woman persona, don't we, ladies? We do. We like being strong, right? I'll lift my hand. I'll be the first to out myself. I like feeling like I'm in command of myself. Hi, Inspired 32. What's your name? I think I know who you are, but tell me who you are in the comments. But thank you for joining. But listen, I think that we really need to get honest. And that's what real talk is all about. It's about really getting honest. And for me, as your host, it's about telling you the things that I wish somebody had told me before I thought I knew better. Y'all catch that? You know, we high achieving women got that. I know better, right? So before I got to that point, I wish someone would have told me what I'm going to tell you now. So I looked through, there were a whole lot of different lies we believe, but I identified 3. And yes, I have my trusty notes here. As I told y'all last time, I'm not going to try to fake the funk. Maybe when I become more technologically savvy, I'll have something sitting right there that I can kind of glance at in an inconspicuous way. But until I get that, I got my trusty notes. And so I narrowed it down to 3. Now you may think of others, some lies that maybe you believed earlier in your dating journey, your love journey, that over time you realized that did not serve you in relationships. And so you had to let it go, right? And if there's one of them like that, I want you to put that in the comments. Let me know. But these are 3 that I identified because they were problems for me and because I observed them most often in conversations. You know, sometimes those side conversations that you hear that women are having, you're not eavesdropping, but you kind of perk up because you're like, yeah, girl, I know what you're talking about, right? And with clients that I have coached. And if any of my coaching clients are tuning in, please understand, I'm not just shouting you out. It's because you're not the only one. This is a common thing for a lot of us high achieving, go-getter kind of women. So we all right? We good? Okay. One of the things that I've heard, and media has perpetuated it, and our conversations with our girlfriends have perpetuated it, and even some dating experts have said it to be true. I'm going to challenge it today. And it's that belief that men are intimidated by strong women. I honestly do not believe that's true. Rather, I think men are intimidated by intimidating women. And I think that's a blind spot for many of us high achievers, because we bring the same vibrato to dating that we bring to the workplace, to our careers, right? To leadership. If you're running a company or running a division, or if you're an entrepreneur, that chutzpah that helped you to get through the barriers and do the things that you needed to do to get yours. Sometimes that energy we bring into our dating and our relating. And let me tell you, I've been around the block many, many times, and I have yet to see it work. I've yet to see it work. Not for us high achieving women that want strong men, that want strong shoulders, that want men that we feel like have our backs, right? And so I want to let you know there's a difference between being a strong woman and being an intimidating woman. And I think if men back off, and I'll say mature men, let me make the distinction. If a mature man backs up a little bit, then maybe you're coming at him too strong. And it does not make you less a strong woman to be savvy enough and to be confident enough to get into what you really got going for you all day long. And that's your feminine power. Right? I have seen a soft answer have just as much impact as this right here. So that's the first lie I think we believe. And when you believe it, guess what? Life will try to send you evidence. Faith is faith, y'all. And if you believe that to be true, then life is going to keep bringing you evidence of it. And your brain going to say, see, I told you. See, I told you. See. Nothing's wrong with life. Nothing's wrong with your brain. But sometimes we have to change our beliefs and make them more true. and more authentic. And that's one. Okay? The second one that I found that I thought I want to bring up is you can't have a man and have a career. That in order for you to be successful in one, you got to let go of the other. I don't think that's true. You may have to do it a little differently. You may have to go about it more mindfully and be more considerate that there's more people here than just me now. But I don't think you have to pick or choose. If you've been authentic the whole time. One thing I did different with my husband, the love of my life that I am so happy to be with, versus the previous men I dated and the previous man I married and divorced, was when we met, I was authentic. I dated him authentically. And part of me being authentic was him knowing. I didn't even really have to tell him. He knew that my work and my purpose, those two things, work, purpose, were very, very important to me. And they would continue to be important to me. They would continue to be important to me. Right? I see you. Hi. They would continue to be important to me. And during our dating, sure, I made time for him. But also, because I was committed to what I was doing, I taught him during the dating that this was going to be important to me. So if he was the kind of man that wanted me to have a home-cooked meal ready for him, if that's what he was looking for in something long-term, I wasn't going to be able to do that. Because I knew being an entrepreneur, you cannot always predict how things are going to flow. Now, and so we started negotiating things. But my husband respects very much what I do and supports me in it in so many beautiful ways. So that caveat is very important. Like I said last week, like my mama always said, start out the way you plan on holding out. If you're not going to be the coming to America, whatever you want, whatever you say, that you're not going to always keep changing your schedule to suit his, then you need to model that early in the relationship, right? Because he won't respect your time if you don't. I just thought I'd add that in there. And the third thing that I identified, that for many of us who have been in have had a repeat experience of one failed attempt at love after another, one disappointment after another, or we had that significant failed relationship, that divorce, right? That trauma, whatever it was. Maybe he left you for somebody else. Whatever that relationship trauma is, it has caused many of us, we might not say it outright, but our behavior says it all day long. You know what that third one is? Men cannot be trusted. And that's one that we model every time, every single time in a dating or relating relationship. What are the ways we model it? You said you were going to call. You didn't. You were late. Why were you late? Right? That kind of thing where there's an energy there's an energy of accusation to our questioning. It's almost like a cross-examination where he might say, do I need to go get my lawyer? Y'all know we try to play it off and we try to, be gentle with our words, but that energy is undeniable. That suspicious, accusatory energy that says you cannot be trusted. Right? And that's a lie that we believe. The truth is, some men can't be trusted. Right? Equally as true, some women can't be trusted. And I would dare say, if you're not dating and relating authentically, guess what? I bet you can finish it for me. You can't be trusted. Because he hasn't met the real you yet. Right? And I would dare go a little bit further. If he hasn't met the real you yet, is the issue that you feel like he can't be trusted, or is the issue that you feel like you can't be trusted? Do you feel like you're the problem? At some cellular, emotional, wounded, unresolved place, is there that slight doubt that you can be trusted? Because people who don't have anything to hide nothing, right? So if you're hiding some aspect of yourself, you have to ask yourself, what about this do I feel can't be trusted in intimate situations? That's a Selah moment, isn't it? I'm going to let that rest right there. Don't want to give you too much. I want you to munch on it, marinate on it. And I want you to join me next week for more real talk. If you have any aha moments, if you have any moments that hit you in your sha-na-na, then I want you to put it in the comments. If I wasn't able to get to it during this live talk, I promise you, I will look at your comments and I will definitely say hi and respond. But thank you so much, Team Lunch. Y'all won out. There were more people that said Team Dinner, but Team Lunch, you all were the ones that showed up, showed out, commented. And some of you came to both of them. So anyway, like I said, I won't be before you long. And I'm going to really tell the truth. I'm not going to act like a preacher. That when he says, I won't be before you long, it's going to be about 30 more minutes. No, I'm bringing this to a close. For real, for real. But thank you for joining me. And until next time, this is Suzette Vernon, your life coach and relationship solutionist, here every Tuesday with some real relationship talk. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.